Just patiently waiting for my Apple products. What up everyone, Raphael here. Welcome back to AppleAddress, where we address all things Apple Inc. Just wanted to take a quick video to discuss a few things that's going on in the news with Apple Inc. So this past week, if you're familiar with Apple, you're familiar with Foxconn. Foxconn is responsible for the major production of nearly all of Apple's products, especially the iPhone. Well, this past week, Foxconn had to shut down for a few days. The shutdown caused Apple stock to plummet a bit, but it regained momentum when two of the Foxconn facilities in Shenzhen resumed operations after halting them on Monday due to government shutdowns based on the virus. This could provide a slight delay to Apple's next big product launch in September. What product would that be? Well, the iPhone 14. Speaking of, the latest CAD files were leaked earlier this week by 91 Mobiles. It was all over the internet, providing an image of what the iPhone 14 design would look like. But spoiler alert, we've seen these images before, except for the fact that these are what appears to be official CAD files of the new iPhone. The files are detailed with the controversial pill shape and hole punch cutout that is rumored to replace the notch. But the additional details of the images are as it relates to the design with a similar form factor as the iPhone 13. Due to the Foxconn facility shutdown, this could push back the launch date for the iPhone 14. In other news this past week, according to Mark Gurman of Bloomberg, there are two possibilities Apple could take as it relates to the Mac Pro. Apple could present the Mac Pro at WWDC with a dual M1 Ultra chip without creating a new name for it, or they can wait until they introduce the M2 chip, a dual M2 Ultra chip with a new name. All over the internet, everyone's been trying to speculate what the name would be. I think the name boils down to M2 Extreme. I think they're going to use the term extreme for this dual, whether it's a dual M1 Ultra or whether it's a dual the M2 Ultra and M2 Extreme chips. Then you would have a Apple Pro display 7K, the new XDR display. That's the Pro lineup. Now for consumers, and we should see this during WWDC this summer, you have the MacBook Air with an M2, then you have the MacBook Pro 13-inch with an M2, then you would have the Mac Mini with an M2 and an M2 Pro version to replace the Intel model, because they still have on their website, Apple is still selling the Mac Mini with the Intel chip in it. So the M2 and the M2 Pro would replace the Intel model. Then you would have the iMac, the 24-inch iMac with the M2, and then you would have a new Apple Studio display. Gurman believes that 3 new M2 Macs will be launched around the middle of year 2022, this year, with a new MacBook Air, Mac Mini, 13-inch MacBook Pro, 24-inch iMac. In recent discussions, Gurman said that Apple will release a 27-inch iMac. It's possible, but I don't think Apple will release this machine anytime soon due to their recent release of the Mac Studio and the Studio display. It just doesn't make sense for Apple anytime soon to release a new 27-inch iMac. But speaking of the Studio Suite, the Duo, the reviews are in, and for the most part, they're positive. The Mac Studio is benchmarking very well based on several YouTuber reviews. And the bottom line is, for the average non-studio professional, this machine is overkill. It has the Mac chip and it has the Ultra chip. Now the Ultra chip is definitely overkill. So if you are a average consumer and you just want all that power, then the base model Mac Studio is probably the device for you. But again, even the Max version with the M1 Max chip is overkill for most people. So don't buy this machine if you're a casual user, email, web browsing, etc. This machine was created for studio professionals, whether it's music, art, filmmaking, etc. This device is perfect and can handle just about anything you throw at it. Now, the studio display, well, it's getting mixed reviews. It's basically the same display resolution as the iMac, 27-inch iMac. The display nerds are not impressed with the specs of this monitor based on its starting price of $15.99. Sure, there are other monitors with the same specs, brighter nits, deeper blacks, but the build quality of the studio display is second to none. That's why you're paying the Apple tax for the studio display. The design is sleek, it's all metal encased. The stands options, you're paying for the materials to build the studio display. There are two issues with the monitor. One, the power cable is connected to the monitor and can't be removed. This is unfortunate. If you plan to move the display around, then you might not be able to do that. It's probably best to just sit it on the desk. And it's for studio professionals. So do studio professionals really move their monitors around? Some might, but Apple in this case seems to think that it was best to attach the power cable to the monitor. Now, the second issue that reviewers found with the studio display is the webcam. Now, it has a 12 megapixel camera. It's okay, but the quality of that megapixel camera is horrible. If you've watched any of the reviews on YouTube, and specifically The Verge with the editor-in-chief, Patel, they did a deep dive. They had a great review of the Mac Studio and the studio display. But Patel reviewed the monitor. He reached out to Apple about the disappointing image quality, and then Apple responded. Apple said that they're looking into the issue and will resolve it in a future software update. Let's hope that takes place, because it would be a shame and very shocking that Apple shipped a monitor with a 12 megapixel camera. So let's hope for a software update to fix that. Besides the issue with the webcam, it's a really nice monitor and it will look great on any desk. I can't wait to get my pre-orders. I ordered the base model Mac Studio. It's going to be perfect for my workflow. And the studio display with the height adjustable stand. I know a lot of people have qualms about that. Why pay the extra for that? I think it's unique. I want it to look like the Pro Display XDR. That's the closest at this point that I'm going to get, because I'm not spending $5, $6. And if they come out this year or in 2023 with a new XDR display, that price is going to jump up even more. So I think the studio display with the height adjustable stand is going to be perfect. And I can't wait till the pre-orders come in. Well, that's it for this video. Please like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.